What's up, my friends? Yesterday's episode of Bets for Breakfast went 3-0. That's right. Hopefully you caught that. It was my first video in 3 months, not a ton of views, but it did go 3-0. Waldrop had over 16.5 out. Raya had under 17.5. Framber Valdez got wrecked over 5.5 hits allowed, 3-0. Today, I have 3 more MLB picks, 3 MLB plays, and an NFL pick right now. All right, let's get after it. Jose Urena for the Minnesota Twins is getting a start tonight. He's had 4 games this season with 65-plus pitches. At 3.5 strikeouts, he's been under in all 4 of 4. Matter of fact, go back to last season and you look at this season, and he's been under when he's thrown that many pitches and or had a starting appearance, not a long relief, nothing like that. Literally starts on the bump, first pitch of the game. He's been under at 3.5 strikeouts in almost 80% of the games. We're talking a 16-game sample size. That's pretty wild. 3.5 is not a line I like to look at. I usually won't touch them. I'll fade them. And matter of fact, my VIP strikeout projections, I leave the 3.5 off. I just think it's a very volatile line. But today, I like it enough where I brought it up as the first pick in today's video. Jose Urena under 3.5 strikeouts. Now, I've talked about these lines before, these graphs, these charts. They're beautiful, cute, they're fun, right? Well, they need context. Hopefully, it provided the context you needed. Again, only 4 of these 11 games this year, he has thrown 65-plus pitches. I got that down here at the game log section, 68, 74, 69, and 73 pitches in 4 games, under in all 4 of 4. All right, that's MLB pick 1 of 3. And we still have NFL to go. All right, if you're wondering, where am I getting a lot of this data? I'm going to tell you right now. I post this to my VIPs. I then post it to Twitter after X, whatever you want to call it. There's a bunch of cheat sheets that I make. You can find it at DFSN Donuts. And while I went live today on record, I guess not live, but recording this video 38 seconds ago, I actually posted a tweet thread full of betting insights, interesting facts about today through my research and analysis. I talked about 10 different pitchers. It's going to be a good read. Give it a look at DFSN Donuts. All right, let's talk about Mackenzie Gore. Oh my goodness, we have had some massive swings when it comes to Mackenzie Gore this season. He looked absolutely elite first 10, 12 games of the season. Next 10 or so literally was horrific. Lost control, lost confidence. And then the last 2 games, he's kind of turned the corner. And I'm going to show you here. Mackenzie Gore's total strikeouts this morning looks pretty darn good. You can actually grab it on NoVig -121. If you're wondering, what are you using? This is myspartyedge.com. I'm also going to give you away an optimizer play here in a hot second. That's right. I got player prop optimizers for a lot of exchanges like NoVig and ProfitX, Lyft, Prize Picks, Underdog. They're all there. But anyways, I digress. It's showing me the best place to play this right now if I like the over is a -121 on NoVig. Looks very nice there on FanDuel as well, -122. Everywhere else, it's pretty juiced. -140, -140, -140, -145, -141 on Pinnacle, so on and so forth. So the place to play it would be NoVig and or FanDuel. Now let's take a quick look, and this is what I'm talking about. Beginning of the season, people are like, wow, Mackenzie Gore has really turned a corner on the mound, had more control, had a lot of confidence, was striking people out like crazy. And then he had a very rough stretch here. He was going under 4.5 lines, under 5.5 lines, left and right. It was miserable. And I'm using the full season graph here because I wanted you to see. Last game, he came out against the Giants, racked up 10 strikeouts. He looked good. He ended up going 6 innings in that game, 18 outs. He had given up just 1 walk in that game, showing elite control. And you can see the control starting to come back over the last few games against Houston and the Athletics. And he ended up being our play of the day on my VIP strikeout projection model, which is a 3-unit bet per day. And nobody liked it because, you know, the previous games, the strikeouts weren't there. But we saw some metrics that were highlighting the fact that he's about to erupt. And he did. Today, I like him a lot against the Mets. This is my own originated pick. I'm going right back to the well with Mackenzie Gore. He's got a 10.76 strikeouts per 9 rate, 16% swinging strike rate. is the highest on the slate. The only person close to that is Dylan Cease. The Mets have struck out 26% of the time against lefties over the last 100 plate appearances. That's a 2-week sample size. And in fact, if you go back to the All-Star break, 6 out of the last 7 left-handed pitchers have hit the over against the Mets since the All-Star break. I think Mackenzie Gore's got a decent shot at being number 7 out of 8. All right, let's do it live. I'm going to go to the Novig Optimizer. I'm going to click MLB. Listen, we did add NFL and NCAA football. That's right. I'm going to have bets for that this weekend as well. So you're going to want to stick around. Again, NFL, college football, this channel, Monday through Sunday. You got to hit the subscribe button, drop a like, and tell me down below if you're happy to be back. I need to know. So the optimizer here essentially is just going to be math. What we do is our odds are powered by Odds Shopper, our partner, and we get all these delicious odds and we do the math and the nerdy things behind the scenes and we tell you what are the best plays. And check this out. Second best play on the board. I like to lean on the pitcher stuff. Sonny Gray, based on the math, under 5.5 hits allowed is a 6% positive expected value. Man, this EV talk is a mouthful here. So you're getting a minus 125 on Novig. Aggregate odds across our 20 or so sports books that we have access to are minus 155. We show you a couple examples here. DraftKings, minus 175. Penny, minus 157. These are essentially here just so you have some type of frame of reference. I click on Sonny Gray's name. I go to his hits allowed, and you're going to see he's been, just about 50% this season. He's been roughed up recently. But listen, if you know anything about betting and it comes to these player props, it's just a pendulum. And the pendulum always swings back. Mackenzie Gore starts hot, goes cold, gets hot again, so on and so forth. That's kind of how betting works. These teams, these players, they go on runs, cold streaks, hot streaks, whatever you want to call them. It's a natural ebb and flow in betting. Sonny Gray, under 5.5 hits allowed on Novig specifically, is where the value is, where it's worth playing. Nowhere else. I'm not taking a minus 165, a minus 150 maybe, things like that. But it's just not a line I want to take really anywhere else other than Novig. And this optimizer, the optimizer will tell you where to play these plays. What's the best prize picks play today? So on and so forth. You would literally just load up the optimizer and you can play it how you see it. Use the math. Let the optimizers do the work for you. MySparryAds.com. All right, I did tease it out. I was going to give you an NFL pick for tonight. It's not going to be comfortable. They have looked miserable this preseason. It's going to be the Carolina Panthers plus 4.5 at home tonight. Preseason has been volatile at best. My picks this preseason have gone 4-2. Predominantly been leaning on just playing the sides. I think the one money line pick I did cash. That was the Baltimore Ravens. I do like them a lot, but they're kind of juiced up this week, and I believe they don't play until Saturday, so they'll probably find a way to be on Saturday's Bets for Breakfast video. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. If you want that quick hitter, you can always watch the YouTube short that comes out shortly after the long form video. It's usually just one of the several picks that I post in this video. So if you want all of them, you got to watch this one. And if you need the VIP help, those links are down below. I'll see you tomorrow, my friends. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and let's get paid.